Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet as we've reached Saturday, October the 5th. We are 3 days away from opening night in North America. Now that the two Global Series games are done, that's going to be the focus, of course. Should be a lot of fun to see how this regular season turns out. And obviously, I'm wearing the jersey of the team that's lost twice, and people are already, that's it, season's done. It's so weird. Anyways, there's only 80 games left. Kaden is set to play against the Sens. He had his appendix out on September 18th, and he's back. So, good on Kaden Guhle. And so for Montreal, this is huge news as the blue line's going to need Guhle. There are some decisions still to be made about that blue line. Could be a very interesting. From now until the opening night, it's going to be very interesting to see who's waived, who's not going to make it to camp, and all that fun stuff. Toronto news: Nick Robertson's at practice, and all these are considered day to day. McCabe and Yarncroke both missed the practice, but again, they are considered day to day. So we'll see if that is in fact the case. Kalen Addison was released from his professional tryout by the Ottawa Senators. I'm not entirely surprised at Addison not getting picked up. We'll see where he ends up, and whether or not he works into an NHL contract later in the season. And it is interesting because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago that Addison had a lot of offense to his game, and it was like, well, if he can just add that defense, and now he doesn't have a contract. It is that easy. It is that quick. And that's, again, why I don't complain about how much money players make, because careers can be quite short. Lindy Ruff, after the game today against New Jersey, this is bad news for Buffalo all around. Peterka has a concussion. So, with concussions being as unpredictable as they are, we don't know how long he's going to be out. They need Peterka. He had 28 goals for them this past season. He's a key guy for them up front. So while Tage Thompson, I thought, looked decent in the two games against New Jersey, without Peterka, they're in trouble because you need more offense, not less. And with Peterka out, it's going to mean somebody else has to jump up and make up for that loss in production. And Zach Benson didn't play today. He has a lower body injury. He's considered to be day to day. But yeah, for Buffalo, these are injuries they aren't going to be happy with, on top of likely not being happy with how the trip to Prague went for them in general, anyways. But yeah, so for Buffalo, it's just when it rains, it pours right now. Kevin Labanc, who had an excellent preseason for the New Jersey Devils, had 6 goals on a PTO, does not get a contract with the Devils. As we saw in Prague, yeah, the Devils have a pretty good lineup from top to bottom. They look set. So Labanc has signed a 1-year deal with Columbus worth a league minimum. So this is how PTOs can work. You're not under contract with the team that gave you the tryout. And if you do well, somebody else may notice and sign you. Columbus needed another forward. Now they've got Labanc. So this gets them a little closer to the cap floor. And for Labanc, it gives him a chance to go out there and prove what he can do. Because Columbus needs another top 9. He's it. We have seen in the past that Labanc can produce at the NHL level. It's about trying to get back to being that player again. Eric Carlson says he expects to play Wednesday when the NHL season opens against the Rangers. Or no, the season opens on Tuesday. Second night he's against the Rangers. So Eric Carlson does expect to be in the lineup. He was in a regular jersey at practice yesterday, so no reason to think that he's not telling the truth there. So we'll see how this season goes for Pittsburgh starting on Wednesday. For the Canucks, we'll see who's in the lineup for them when the season gets started. They don't want to use LTIR. They really don't want. They don't want to put Demko on LTIR. They don't want him to have to miss the first 10 games of the season, and they don't want to use LTIR elsewhere other than I believe Poulin's already on LTIR, or he will be. So they may carry 21 players in the event that they do. Amon likely stays because he is not waivers exempt. Whereas both Baines and Ratu are not are waivers exempt, meaning you don't have to waive them to send them to the minors. I think this is why Lekaramaki got sent down when he did, because you didn't need to waive him either. And for the Canucks, they probably looked and said, all right, he's not going to be a part of the main roster. And we'll see what happens with Baines and Ratu. But with the salary cap situation the Canucks find themselves in, they may carry less than 23 players. 23 is the maximum roster, but we've seen teams in recent seasons play with less than a full complement of players due to salary cap issues, and we've seen them carry less than 23 players as well. So Amon should be on the team. I don't think he gets waived, but there are some interesting decisions for the Vancouver Canucks over the next couple of days. We'll see who stays and who goes. The Colorado Avalanche have claimed John Ludvig from the Pittsburgh Penguins. So with Ludvig claimed, they're on the waiver news part of things too. Both Tynan and Wagner waived by the Colorado Avalanche today. The Ducks have waived Oscar Dansk. Dallas busy when it comes to the waiver wire today. Capo Bianco, Hellberg, Hughes, Lind, Petrovic, and Pettersson all on waivers there. The Florida Panthers have waived Kierstead. Not really a surprise with that one. Jones has been waived by the Minnesota Wild. Mackey waived by the New York Rangers. And Seattle waives Hayden and Josh Mahura. Mahura, of course, was a healthy scratch for the Florida Panthers for most of their run to the Stanley Cup final and victory this year. So Mahura has a cup ring. However, now he's on waivers. I could see him being claimed. Honestly, I think Mahura's probably going to be an option for somebody right now who's looking at their depth chart and saying, we could use another blue liner. It feels like that's the kind that San Jose might take a look at. Maybe Chicago. Maybe even Anaheim. A team that maybe is towards the bottom of the standings from this past season and might be looking for a little more depth on the blue line. So we'll see if Mahura clears or not. I'd be very surprised if he did, but I've been surprised before. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.